This video is for corrective exercise clients at Crossroads Chiropractic and Wellness. My name is Jennifer Hersh and I'm one of the corrective exercise specialists here in office. If you want more direction or more hands-on demonstrations of anything that we show in these videos, feel free to book an assessment with me at 816-471-7330 or online. Just know that any of the protocol that we put in these videos are for our clients who have been evaluated and who've been shown or basically had assessments done to show that this is what they need. You're more than welcome to try this, of course, but just know this might not be the exact fix for what you need. Now, a lot of clients that we see coming in are having a ton of subscap tightness, right? We're rounded from desks, things like that. A lot of the things that we do on a regular basis are kind of forcing that scapula to want to kind of come in and go out, right? That being the case, for new people to myofascial release, I would always recommend a version of this on the wall because it is less aggressive. This version is going to be a little bit more advanced. So if you followed your other protocol and are still having trouble getting some of those connections to release, that's when you would upgrade to these versions. You can either use a roller or a lacrosse ball, depending on your tolerance. With this, just note that we want to be very gentle with that. There's a lot of rib connections in through here. Everything we do, once again, is going to be to your body's tolerance. Now, when figuring out the best way to do this, if we look at the musculature in through here, I'm not really going in the armpit, right? I'm kind of going back and down a little bit to release those connections. I'm not putting a ton of pressure on my ribs. I'm really working these lat connections down in through here. Now, if you're needing a little less pressure to start, I recommend using a roller because the pressure is more distributed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay on this roller and I'm going to pin that scapula muscle and then roll back. So it's almost like I'm pushing back, down and back like this versus into the armpit. So I'll apply that pressure, I'll kind of roll my body back and I'll play with it, right? So if I roll past and the whole thing jumps a little bit, okay, I've gone too far. And then simply just kind of relax on it. If you want to do a little bit of rolling, that's fine. Up and down is not going to be as effective as pushing back and pinning, if that makes sense. Now, if you need a little bit more aggressive version, this is more for that whole lat connection, right, or whole subscap connection. This is going to give you a little bit more control. This also means that it's going to be a little bit more aggressive. So this is where I want you being very gentle when applying this, right? So I'm going to come down, same thing. I'm going to kind of find that place on the ball. I'm going to support my head if I need to, and then I'm going to search for those fascial, essentially adhesions and or tension points in the muscle. I'm going to apply pressure for 10 to 30 seconds. This is not one that you're going to want to spend a ton of time on, like less is more, because this is such an aggressive way to release this. If you have additional questions, feel free to book with me and hopefully this will take some pressure off your scalp.